Hello, this is a video for white Benachin, which is white jollof rice. In Gambia we have two types, the red one and the white one. And I'm using fish for my white one, and I would also advise, if you have never eaten white jollof rice before, you might find it a little bland, so do cook it with fish, because fish packs a lot of flavor the first time round anyway. So I have here this fish and the rice, cabbage, carrots, Scotch bonnet peppers, onions, the stock cubes, bay leaf, I have the aubergines. I also have spring onions and parsley, and as you can see I'm going to make a little paste which I will stuff into the fish. Now this is not compulsory at all, you don't have to do it. In fact, I hardly do it, but I want to do it today, and I'll just show you just in case at what time you want to make it. I also have in that little container plum tomatoes. You can use just fresh tomatoes if you have that, but try to have them a little bit soft, not the salad ones. Obviously oil, black pepper, salt and lemon which we'll use to season the fish. Right, I've done a little preparation here, and in here is the spring onion that I had earlier, and this is parsley, so I just put that in, and I'm going to put some black pepper, quite a bit of black pepper actually. I also have garlic there, I didn't mention that earlier, and I'm just going to put this amount of garlic as well in there. So I've done that into a paste, and now just to season the fish, just a little bit of lemon and some salt and a little black pepper. That's done, so just to make sure the other side, let's turn it around. Now with a knife, just go into the steak here and pierce it down, and then use the stuffing to put inside. Right, so I've stuffed it right in there, as you can see. Now for the onions, I've diced, and I'm just going to add 2 spoonfuls of this plum tomatoes, and that's it. I have about half of that stuffing I've made left here. All I'm going to do is scoop it and put it in the freezer. I freeze everything. My aubergines here look a bit off color, that's because they've come from the freezer. But it doesn't matter, because aubergines, if you cook it anyway, it goes off color, so it'll be fine. Now we begin to cook. Just pour some oil in there. The oil is ready when it begins to smoke, so just once the fish is in, try your hardest not to touch it for a couple of minutes, otherwise it will break off. Right, fish is done, now we put in the onions. Stir occasionally and just fry till it gets translucent. I'm going to put in the garlic, the bay leaves, and black pepper, which you need quite a bit of. little salt. Okay, I've been cooking for about 25 minutes now, and the onions are there to where I want it. Quite translucent, a bit caramelized, and what I'll do now is I'll do my rice, as I always do. Just a bit of a ritual, as I said. And that's the hot water from the tap. And I'm going to use 2 packets of this. This is a 500 grams, so I'll be cooking a kilo of rice. And I'll also just put my kettle on. And so for this, I just fill the hot water to the top and I just leave it there until I need it, when I'll come and wash it. Whilst I wait for the kettle to boil, I can just put in my Maggi cubes, and when you put them in at this point, you can just leave them there at the oil and it softens it, so you don't need to be doing all this. Just the Maggi, and just mix. My kettle is done, and just put the veg in now. That's the cabbage, the carrots, Scotch bonnet peppers, and the aubergines. Now with Benachin, red or white, in Gambia there's about maybe 10 different vegetables that you'd eat it with, and because it's Africa, you can actually find all the vegetables in the dish, but you don't necessarily have to cook all the vegetables with it. I just cook whatever I find. Some other times I would use a different one or different ones. I can see some of the vegetables are nearly done, so it's now I'll put in my fish. Now I'm cooking a lot of rice in comparison to the fish I'm using. This is because I have a couple of consumers who won't eat the fish, and therefore they'll be having another side. I put the fish in towards the ending. That is because I wanted to release all the flavor into the nearly cooked vegetables, because had the vegetables not been cooked to this point, they really wouldn't get the fish flavor. So at this point they can exchange it to the fish and to the vegetables, vice versa. About 5-6 minutes to taking out the vegetables. You can just partially cover. Right, I think the vegetables are done. I'm just going to take them out. Now to the rice, just wash it with cold water twice, as in just rinse it, take this off, and cold water, a little mix, and do that twice. I had my heated high level the whole time. I've just turned it down now to half, and this is the liquid we have left, and to this we just put in the washed rice. The vegetables that you've taken out of the pot, if you just open the lid a tiny bit like that and then pick up the whole bowl and just tilt it here, you'd find a lot of liquid comes out, especially if you had cabbage in there. And the liquid that comes out of all this is it's a really good stock. So if you can do that, it will help as well. It's not necessarily a lot of liquid. I had probably about 2-3 tablespoons when I've just done mine. When it's at this stage, I wouldn't let it cook for more than 10 minutes really, because that's when you get the rice to start to go all, you know, porridge like. I'm cooking basmati especially, so I really just want it to dry up as soon as. In about the 10 minutes that I'm letting it cook at this stage, I wouldn't be turning it a little too much. I'll probably stir it about 2, maybe 3 times. A good way of stirring as well, rather than turning right around, just do this. You can hear that it's starting to dry up. So this kind of a stirring is much better, just to avoid it, you know, going all smudgy. This would be your last chance to taste for salt. I've just tasted. I wanted just a tiny bit more, which I've done. I'm going to just stir finally and cover. So this is how I have it. Just dig some holes. When I cover, I don't open again until I'm fairly satisfied that it's done. And even if I open, I don't stir it at all. I'll probably now cook it for about 20-25 minutes. Then the whole cooking time will be about an hour and a half, which is usually the time that you would cook most African dishes. Put it to your lowest heat level that you have, or just above the lowest. That's about 25 minutes now, and I think it's done. All done. And that's the finished product, which is Benachin. We say Benachin Boueh. Boueh means white one. So that's it.